You got to push it into the spot.
Push it real good.
All hell, rap motherfuckers get back, store rails. Kick back with a six-pack, yeah, we gon' do what he want, leaving others impaled. A podcast levels far beyond that. This ain't no bullshit, it's marsh pits and all that. Real talk with a steel got tasted. Rat still spill cheers on your faces. Gone ape shit, blaze it and take it in. Rat talks with crack rocks and gin. Metalheads unite with a grin. Goddamn master man, that's real shit now. So open up your mind to smoke a bowl. A bunch of potheads getting stoned, you know how it go. It's the new show on the block. 100% uncut, rock top.
Welcome back, Rat Talkers, Rat listeners, Rat work on that. Welcome back to another episode of Rat Talk. I'm obviously your host, Matt the Rat Rodarty. How's it going? And with me today are the founders, owners, operators of ProCo Production Company. Woo! Well, how's it going today, guys? Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Well, I'm Joe,
I'm Brian.
and we're the ProCo boys.
Yeah. ProCo boys. Most of you probably don't know this, but they are a production company that puts on short films, mainly horror so far. We also do comedy, documentaries. Well, are they documentaries or are they more like highlight reels?
They're more like highlights.
Highlight
really.
reels, yeah. Have you thought about doing documentaries soon?
We kind of did at one
We've
point.
thought about dabbling in it before, but you know, stuff happens.
Well, how did this all start in the first place? Like, where did it all begin?
Well,
pretty much?
long ago. No, I'm just kidding. It's been about 4 or 5 years?
4 years.
4 years. And so 4 years ago, we met. He was doing a comedy cooking show, needed an editor. I joined.
A comedy cooking show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that really what it is? That what it is? A
yeah.
comedy cooking show? Wow, I didn't even know those existed. Okay,
Well, there's plenty of them. Have you heard of My Drunk Kitchen?
no.
That's what it's called, right?
Really?
Yeah. My drunk kitchen.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's like the Epic Mealtime guys, but that's
Right.
really the
Yeah,
only
yeah.
That's
is
comedy
that
cooking.
Comedy
Yeah, sure.
cooking. All right. See, I didn't even know. I'm learning shit now.
Learn something every day.
Okay, so Joe's working on the show. Brian,
I joined the team, and then so we did that for a little bit. Then we moved on to doing music videos, and after that, we decided to make a web series, and that's where it's been since. It started
okay.
there, and then we just evolved.
And then, like,
into more and
it's
more
not
stuff.
like you took a class or anything, and then how did
He
you?
might have taken classes. I didn't take any classes.
You didn't take any classes. Okay.
I took film classes in high school. I was lucky enough to have it there, and it was all college level stuff. So when I went to college,
Oh, right on.
And was doing the same stuff, and realized, hey, this is all the same things that I just already learned, and they affirmed that, yeah, this is, you already know all of everything that we're going to teach you. We'd rather have a English major join like a master's film program as opposed to someone who's already done the film program. So I was like, all right, well then if I don't need to learn any of this anymore, see you later.
Yeah, I'm gonna go off and do my own thing.
Yeah.
Now. All right on. So, okay, you said you didn't go to class. Then how did you get into all? You just picked up a camera and were like, hey, I can shoot shit.
I have a background in photography.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So I already had the camera, and it shot video. So I was just like, well, let's shoot some videos.
Was it just all random? Like somebody just knew you had a camera and they're like, hey, can you film this for me?
No, it was friends.
Really?
Like the Millionaires Using Coupons are friends of ours, and I've been a big fan of their music for a long time. And one day we were just kind of bullshitting, and Chasan said, let's make a music video. So we kind of put a loose structure together, and we ran out. We shot some video. I think I cut it all that night, and that was it. And that was the Nightcrawling video.
Oh, nice.
So,
Okay.
So we just randomly went out and shot stuff and dragged our friends in. And ProCo was really the same thing. It was Brian, myself, and a couple other people. We got together and said, well, what do we have? We have the bookshelf, we have a camera, we have a chair. So let's start
Regular
there.
We also had a
household
lamp.
items.
We had a lamp, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is kind of our mascot, I guess.
Yeah.
The lamp. and the Rubber Duckies.
Yeah. Okay.
the
So
Rubber
yeah,
Duckies.
you said this was before you guys were even ProCo, pretty much. Like
We've been ProCo
yeah.
for some time.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
fact,
we were ProCo before we were ProCo, and then we realized we got to put a name to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of rubber duckies, this is something we do every time we're somewhere. We give them a rubber ducky.
Nice. Is this really like your trading card? Is
Yeah, a
like,
little bit.
All right, you should totally just put ProCo like on its butt or something, like right
yeah,
across
we need
there.
to get some custom ones.
Yeah.
made.
Yeah, totally.
Dude, that would be so dope. I'm gonna keep this now. Oh,
it's
look.
yours. Yeah.
Hey, there's already a ProCo ducky in the studio. What's up? Now it's one big happy family. We got the devil ducky and then its children.
Yay!
Soon to be Devil Duckies.
Yeah, I'll just put Ryan D on one and then
And
Ratt
leave
on
yours
the other.
blank.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or yeah, just leave mine blank.
Well, you have a marker? We can fix that right now.
I'm pretty sure there's one somewhere around here. All right, but so you guys started off doing music videos then, when like before you even got into like real filming. Then I guess would be the right term.
Yeah. We started off with I started off with night crawling, and then we did another music video for Millionaires Using Coupons, and I directed it, and Brian edited it, and that was the Big Lebowski.
Bounce licks.
Yeah, Bounce Licks, the Big Lebowski parody.
Yeah. So if you've seen
Not
movie,
the porn parody, right?
No,
Music video.
But if you like the movie, you'll love the music video. It's
Yeah,
a
we try to
great
reference
homage,
the scenes.
Nice.
And then after that, we co-directed another music video, Ashes to
Ashes, yeah.
And then we decided to switch it up, where Brian shot it and I edited it, and that was This Life.
Yeah, I went up to.
Okay. And it wasn't the same group though that you did all these videos
Yeah,
for.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh, it was. It was
yeah,
all
the same
the what billionaires with coupons.
Millionaires.
Millionaires.
Well, it's
Yeah.
Civil Savages, but their mixtapes are all the Millionaires Using Coupons,
Oh, okay.
and we've just come to call them the Millionaires.
For sure. And then, so from there, you were doing the whole music video thing, and then you started getting into the short films. In between that stage, that's pretty much where the name, like, how did the name ProCo even come about? Like,
Well, ProCo was meant to be kind of a joke. So
Yeah.
ProCo stands for production company. Mm-hmm. So that's it.
Yeah.
The whole joke is that it's production company.
Yeah, double it up.
Yeah.
And that was just like, let's.
Yeah, we thought we'd be unconventional and we'd do things differently, and we initially started off making fun of a production company of our size,
Yeah.
And little by little, it just we wanted more from it. We wanted to do bigger projects. The more we learned, the more we wanted to utilize it in newer and better projects, I guess.
The bigger our ideas got, so we had to then do more to make those ideas a reality. So instead of just doing this improvised comedy PSA, we went to doing skits, and then from there, just it turned into short films, and that's where we're at right now.
Where? Sorry, not where. What was the first skit that you ever recorded?
Oh, geez.
Oh, as ProCo,
Well, just as ProCo.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go as
What?
as ProCo. What was the
ProCo
first?
PSA?
well, is that a skit or is that just a PSA?
I think a PSA is a skit, right?
All right, well then yeah, it's a. It was a PSA brought to you by ProCo or something.
I would
ProCo
say
presents,
the first like real skit that went anywhere for us was with your brother Ryan. He had written it.
girlfriend interview.
Is it the girlfriend interview?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was all right.
They definitely got better from there, I think.
No, yeah, totally.
We were still learning how to use the camera back then, and we didn't even know how to color correct.
Okay,
or
so
any of that.
so then that pretty much, because obviously, like you just said, you've only been doing this for 4 years now. So everything that is coming out now, you're pretty much like, this is brand new to you. Like, this is something that, like you said, something that you just learned
In a lot
or
of ways,
discovered.
yeah.
And you just want to put it
New
you know,
enough.
yeah, exactly.
Kind of, but not really. Like it's the same as even the smaller skits. It's just on a larger scale, and so there's new elements and whatnot. But like, yeah.
I mean, the only reason why I say that too, because Girlfriend Interviewed, it's not even been out. Well, it's probably been a little over a year now, hasn't it?
I think it's almost 2 years.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
it's closer to 2 years, I think.
Okay. So I mean, and then just in that span from 2 years, doing little comedy skits with randomly in a park with two random actors.
Right.
You know, you're now doing these short horror films. You know, it's
Right.
you know, it's amazing. I guess you would say that's kind of
It just
you
seemed
know,
like
big-
the next logical step.
you know, taking the initiative and just being like, you know what, let's go bigger. Let's do something.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do something with it. And then, I mean, so you did the girlfriend interview. Was what was the next thing after that?
I think it was Our Lord and Neighbor, which is another skit written by Ryan Demarest.
God damn it, Ryan! Do you get me?
Yeah, yeah. No, actually, he's been basically in everything we've done.
Yeah.
Since girlfriend interview. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
So-
he's in all 3 of our short films.
Mhm.
And yeah, we've done some videos just for him, some commercials, and some shooting his stand-up and whatnot.
Yeah, actually, I on one of my past interviews with Pat Riley, when you guys were at the Thursday Night Riot.
Yeah, at the Ice House, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Actually, I played the audio clip from it. So if you folks like that, you know, that was these guys here that filmed it all.
Hey.
They're the ones that worked the magic for it. Okay, so very very young, learning and everything. You had girlfriend interview, Our Lord and Neighbor. What were some of the challenges filming those like differently from, you know, recording girlfriend interview to Lord and Neighbor?
I don't think there was that much. Like Our Lord and Neighbor was easier than Girlfriend Interview because Girlfriend Interview was shot mostly outside, so we were stuck with whatever the air and wind and people at the park.
Airplanes,
Yeah, airplanes.
helicopters.
Whereas when we shot Our Lord and Neighbor, it was all indoors, so it was a lot easier. I mean, there was actually the one outdoor scene on the porch. with
Yeah,
Evan
isn't
that
that
was
where
a
we
pain in the
started
ass.
too? So of course,
Yeah,
you know, start
and,
the
and
day on
there's
the
like a
longest
house
part.
that was right next door that has one of those like metal fan things.
Oh
and
yeah,
it's
the
Oh,
attic
yeah.
thing is just creaking and
You know, actually, that might have been our house. Because I still hear that shit today. Dude. We had new neighbors too and everything.
right.
But okay, so pretty much location is what it's about. You know, like you guys said, you aren't that big of a production company where you can be like, all right, we're gonna close down this fucking lot and nobody can come through. We're gonna have a security guard here.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
we can't afford that
Yeah,
yet.
we are essentially our own crew, and then there are a few other people that are on the crew, and then we're also all post production. So we do all the editing. Sometimes we get people to do music, and sometimes we get bands that give us music for usually the end credits.
Oh, okay.
So we've been really lucky.
See,
to
yeah,
get a few people
that's
in.
what I was gonna ask next. Was like, you know, going and doing the filming and everything. It's all 100% you guys. Like, you do
There's
the
a
editing.
few people that
you
come
know.
in and help out, especially on the new project. We had Jason Pegrero
And Chance Cooley.
and Chance Cooley.
Yeah.
They came out and they were helping us out on the crew.
Where did they help you out because they had seen past footage of you guys and they're like, hey, you know, we want to be kind of a part of this.
Chance worked on It's Lurking with us.
Oh, okay.
And he came back for Puppet, and then Jason, we had seen his work. He had applied to some internship ad we had, and we talked. We saw his work, and he recently won an award for his for a documentary he did about Baldwin Park, which is really poignant.
Oh
It's a
wow,
beautiful
Yeah.
piece.
really?
And
It
he's
was
a-
for cinematography, right?
yeah, he's a beautiful cinematographer. So we brought him in to help us out on Puppet, and that was a lot of fun. It definitely upped our game having such another having another talented person on the camera like that.
Yeah, he like some of the greatest shots are from him.
Right.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, good shit.
So high expectations for Puppet then.
yeah, I mean,
We'd
I'm
like to think so.
I'm super proud of the work we did on this last film. So I'm really excited for people to see.
I mean, no doubt, because you know, everybody knows that Ryan D's my brother. So obviously, I've seen Tender, I've seen It's Lurking. I'm obviously going to be seeing the Puppet.
right.
But just from seeing Tender, that was great. I thought that was fucking awesome. You know,
Thank you.
it was
Thank
very
you, yeah.
eerie, like the way it was shot and everything. I mean, Ryan is an okay actor, but he did a pretty good job.
We still have friends that are creeped out by him because
Yeah,
of
and,
that.
Really?
and do
Oh,
not
shit.
like when they're hanging out in the same area as him. Just like, yeah, he's too creepy. Like, I gotta
Yeah,
go.
They're totally creeped out by him.
Geez, then I should probably give him a little more credit then. Well, I'll let you, the audience, decide right now if he sounds creepy. At least, I did pull up the audio for the trailer, So let's give that a listen, and then we can go into a little detail about what it took to create this magic.
Well, there's got to be something wrong with you.
When things start to get serious with someone, they just disappear.
That's pretty dark. I can see you. Let me out.
Do you really think they'll come looking for you?
So, the mailman goofed up.
Yes.
This is the part where you tell me that I shouldn't do what I'm about to do, right?
Yeah, dude. I didn't even listen to it with the headphones yet. So right now that was a little unsettling. He did a pretty good job, Ryan D. That Ryan D. there, and that was also returning actor from Lord and Neighbor, Evan Cassidy too, as well.
Yeah, kind of reprising the same,
exactly.
the same part. Yeah.
Very similar role of being a neighbor.
Yeah, that neighbor that comes, hey,
Yeah,
The
For
pesky
us-
neighbor.
Yeah.
For us, it was never not Evan.
yeah.
Like, it was always Evan.
So even when you guys wrote this, you're like, all right, that's going to be that guy.
Actually, we
Yeah.
added that part for him because Ryan was just like, hey, like, I got someone who could be the neighbor. And we were like, Evan? He's like, yeah. Like, we'll write
Well,
it in.
fuck
I think
yeah,
it was
of
Garrett
course.
initially. I think it was
Oh,
Garrett
was it?
initially, but we were like, was it Evan? And because we pushed so hard for Evan, I think Garrett didn't have the time or wasn't available or something.
Or we
So
pushed
we,
him out.
in the end, we got Evan, and we were very happy about
Is-
that.
yeah, it worked out better for with Evan and everything. And then you also had her name's Joyce Hall, right?
Joyce Hall, yeah.
Joyce Hall. She's also in the short film. How did you guys come about her? Because I know didn't you have auditions or something, or you put out a Craigslist ad
We
for an
auditioned
actress?
a few people.
We
but
put out a Facebook post and
Facebook
had our
post,
friends
okay.
come in and audition. But I know Joyce. She's an old friend of mine.
Oh,
and
okay.
so I threw that out there, and she was like,
nepotism.
well, when you're this small of a company, like, first come, first serve.
Yeah.
It's
You
like
take
she's
who you
willing to
can
work
get,
for
yeah.
free.
She's
okay
willing to
being
come out to
handcuffed for
location.
long hours.
in a sweaty garage because
Yeah.
it was Labor Day weekend last year.
It was like 110 out.
outside and then an additional 30 degrees inside. We had to have the garage closed to keep the fog machine smoke for atmosphere. And there was 15 people in the garage, and it was everyone was definitely sweaty.
Yeah, it was gross. So
It was a hot
So
one.
them looking the way they do in the film is absolute real.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was
Absolutely real.
no makeup. That's all real sweat.
Yeah, we couldn't afford makeup or anything like that.
I mean, but still, it was a great job. Like if you,
Thank you.
yeah, if you,
Thank you.
anyone out there who has seen the film, you already know that just the vibe that you got visually from the film was pretty. It was dark, it was sinister and everything. Okay? So you had to deal with the heat. Was there any other real problem that came up filming it, like where you're just like, oh, we have to cut this out, or we should change this to that?
Not really.
Not really.
That one went pretty smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say the first two films went really smoothly. Puppet had its moments, but ended up being also very smooth.
It was pre-production where Puppet had its moments.
because
a lot of paperwork.
we
a lot of red
decided
tape.
that an old friend of mine, Leah Savoli, great actress, we really wanted to get her on our project, and we hadn't really considered what it would be like working with the Screen Actors Guild. So when we brought her in, suddenly it had to be a union project. So now there were all these things that we had to take care of. We had to have workers' compensation, and we had to have liability insurance, and then we had to pay into the actors' health and pension through Screen Actors Guild. So it was all these new expenses that we weren't really prepared for, and it was also a lot of paperwork that we'd never seen before, never worked with. There were laws that we had to follow, like a lot of stuff that we weren't ready for any of that.
Well, we weren't aware.
Yeah, weren't aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And wait, so that was all just a process just to get the movie to in festivals too?
No,
Like,
just to get the
Just
film.
to get
Just
the film in?
Just to film it.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say, like, it seems like anybody, if you knew a bunch of people, like, hey, let's get together and film it, doesn't seem like it would be that big of a problem.
It wouldn't be if you're not working with Screen Actors Guild, but because it's a Screen Actors Guild, they want to make sure that their actors are taken care of properly, and if somebody gets hurt on one of these small things. So I mean, we understood all of it, and it made sense. And Leah, being a wonderful producer, was able to just jump every hurdle that came in front of us and handled it beautifully.
Nice.
And we ended up.
So it ending up being okay.
Yeah, outside of all the stress and everything prior, like that's most of what it was. It was just stress that was unnecessary, and we didn't even need to have it. But because we were uncharted territory,
Yeah, we didn't know, and then they were like, "Well, you have to have this, this, and this," and we were like, "Oh, the shoot's ruined!" And we kept flip flopping back and forth.
Yeah,
I feel like we
couple
had
weeks.
pretty good luck on all of our films.
Yeah.
It just kind of went like we have minor things break, like bulbs.
and
or
this one
whatever.
being one of the films, Tender being one of the films, because I know, didn't you guys put it into like some sort of contest that was going on, or
yeah,
was it a contest?
It's won one horror challenge, and it came in second place on indie.com for the horror challenge, and it's going to be screened in Monrovia at the Krikorian for the Action on Film Festival, which happens September 2nd through the 10th.
Wow.
Okay. September, definitely.
So it's a big event, and we're actually pretty excited about it because they do have a best horror short award
category. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
So we're definitely.
I mean, it's definitely up there. Especially to have this, be second place. Already. Once already.
So we have high hopes.
Yeah. So hey, if anybody's down to go see short horror films or just short films in general, Monrovia Krikorian Theater. What did you say? It's September 2nd through the 10th?
That's right.
That's what it
they're
is.
showing
There you
more
go.
than shorts. They have feature
They have
lengths that's going
features.
on.
Really?
for the whole 10
nice,
days,
nice. And it's all indie though. It's all indie films.
Yeah,
and everything.
I believe so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Right on.
that it's a international film festival.
Yeah.
and it's
okay.
it's held by
See,
Yeah.
I
Del Weston.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty big film festival, so we're pretty stoked.
That's awesome.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's not
totally.
one of the big ones, but
Yeah,
it's,
No,
it's not South
big.
by Southwest
Yeah.
at this moment, but it's still pretty big.
it's the biggest one we've ever been in.
But hey, best of luck to you guys for that one. What about It's Lurking? Did that get any good festivals
Well,
or
we haven't really
Not yet.
started on that.
Really?
yet.
Yeah.
We released it, but we haven't gotten into the. I mean, we've been so busy. This is Puppet will release sometime in October, and that will be around the 1 year mark from when we released Tender. So it's our third film in the
1
last
year.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so you guys are fucking busy then.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, well then, where do you see It's Lurking going then? Like, what are some of what's the plan for it?
We plan to enter it into a few festivals in the future. We're hoping that if Tender gets a little bit more attention, especially if we're lucky enough to win an award, that we could take It's Lurking and hopefully be accepted, because we haven't really been accepted to a lot of film festivals.
I mean, and It's Lurking is completely different from Tender. I feel like It's Lurking is more of a sci-fi horror, whereas Tender.
Sci-fi horror comedy. We like to call it laugh terror.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Totally seeable. I mean, to explain the premise of it, Brian, you're starring in this one. You're
Begrudgingly, but yes.
Believe me, to me, it started like your typical early 2000s teen movie. Kid comes home from college or something, decides to throw a party, shit goes wrong.
A little bit.
That movie, the concept for that, because we say written in quotations. but
Very, very loose terms.
what happened is that I had a scheduled blackout because they were fixing some power stuff in my neighborhood, and so Brian decided
We were cutting Tender at that point, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So it wasn't quite finished
Yeah,
yet.
and we couldn't work that night, and we had already been working nights. And since the power was out, somebody needed to wake Linda up, my girlfriend. So we decided we would just stay up all night, and we'd wake her up in the morning and be her alarm clock. And we ended up playing Mancala, and it's all lit by candles. And we're playing Mancala, and we're having this conversation about It's Lurking and all the things that we would do for it. and that's where
we came up with the idea of well, what's our next short going to be? And it's like, well, what can we do? Like, what can we do? Like, just the two of us, you know?
Over
like,
gave him Moncala.
yeah. Meanwhile, we were cutting tender, you know, but the power's out. So
Yeah.
And
So
well,
you
what
just
else are we going to do?
make it the best.
We have to plan. Like, that's all we can do. So we're like, what can we do? Just the two of us. It's like, okay, well, Joe will be behind the camera, so that means Brian has to be in front of the camera because someone has to be in front of the camera. So what can we do? We'll have a kid come home. He'll be alone, and the original idea was just me throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
So I tried to throw a party, but no one
would show up.
No
No
one
one would show
would get back to me or show up or be busy. So I'm just watching TV all night, and then shit goes down.
Okay.
But
Well,
then,
I know it's funny that you said that. It started out as just being like, all right, this is going to be pretty much a 3 at the most man job, and it ended up being a whole event where
yeah, because we were talking about, we're planning on doing a movie, and then people were like, well, I want in. So we're like, all right, well, how can we write people in? All right, a best friend. You know, so we wrote Garrett in. And then it's like, well, how can we get some more people in? Well, how about a party? And then
and then we had a joke that we would have that this in the chronological order of things would come before Tender, and that way Ryan and Joyce would actually have met at the party. So if you look, you know, Ryan and Joyce are always together in each scene
and talking to each other in the party
and
scenes.
talking to each other. Because the idea was that you would watch this first, like we were trying to make a prequel that had nothing to do with the original movie.
Very, very slight tangent. It's more of a spin-off, a prequel spin-off.
Yeah.
You know, actually, that's probably one of the most things I appreciate, though, about like any group of friends or just any group of production ever when they reference past movies or future movies, like.
Well,
you know, like with the whole Quentin Tarantino thing, saying that Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, like they all correlate with each other at some point. Like
character names and everything.
That fucking blow. Like I love that. That's seriously like the greatest thing. So you
makes
guys
the
might think it's
cinematic
funny.
universe.
Well,
That's
exactly.
why Marvel's
But
so
that's
successful.
There's
exactly.
actually another Easter egg in the movie then that you might appreciate, and that is that right after the newscast, if you listen while Brian and Garrett are talking, there is the parody ad for Tender playing.
Oh yes, I did. Yeah, actually, I did notice that. I was like, wait, is that
our blockbuster trailer?
Yeah,
Right.
So I mean, you're promoting pretty much a movie that is already happening as. That's
But
funny.
now remember, it's the prequel.
Yeah.
So this timeline happens before the Tender, the film, its timeline, but it's advertised then.
You know, it might be a paradox, might not be, whatever. It's fucking cool.
The universe didn't implode. We're good.
Yeah.
Wait, I think I'm disappearing.
Oh no.
You gotta go back, Marty.
Well, let's let the folks listen to the trailer of It's Lurking really quickly because, I mean, it's one of your films, so why not? Why the fuck not?
Drinking on an empty stomach ain't the business. Got me all slurring, can't finish a sentence. Trying to spit game to a bad bitch. She looking at me like I'm crazy. Speaking bunch of gibberish. It's okay though, as long as the liquor flows. Tossing up shots.
A macabre scene at a local spiritual center.
Mom? Dad?
Super blood moon. Super devil moon. Super.
Anyone else know you're in town right now?
So did you guys hear that story this morning about the mass
I
suicide?
saw it on Google. Isn't that supposed to be like a sign of the apocalypse?
Do not fucking tell me that you are scared.
And that was actually going on too. Wasn't there supposed to be like the super blood moon or something?
Yeah, that was
around
like 2 or
time?
3 weeks earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and back to the Millionaires or Civil Savages. That was
them.
Jason and G.
Yeah, that's an unreleased track.
Unreleased track. Yeah,
Hey.
we begged them to let us use it. We said-
Really?
They were like, it's too raw, it needs to be mastered. We're like, it's perfect.
So it's unmastered and unreleased, and we use it. I think it sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
No,
Big
it
fan.
totally. Yeah, it totally. I mean, it totally fits the film and everything too. You know, like it's like, why not? Why not have it in there? But the mass suicide part, was that just on a whim, like, or what? Like, what would make this film
the beginning?
Yeah, what would make this film a little more creepier?
It was to tie the whole thing together, because the thing about It's Lurking is that we almost wanted it to be a silent film. So Brian has almost no dialogue in it. And we were trying to have it be story-driven, but kind of background story-driven. So
if you notice, all that is like radio, news, TV. It's not the characters telling the story. It's the environment.
Yeah, until we get to Dixie Rebel,
Yeah.
and then her character starts to explain stuff. But prior to that, all the knowledge you have is coming from the Humpcast plug at the beginning of the film.
Yeah. Shout out to Humpcast again. Thanks again, guys.
And then, it's Sean Richards on the television as Harvey Wallbanger. He picked the name.
To be honest, I didn't even notice the name.
It's in the credits.
Harvey Wallbanger. Okay, and then so just to throw things, just to give the idea, you wanted to have the mass suicide, but that wasn't what was, in the film, pretty much.
Yeah, we don't show any of that, no.
Yeah.
And that's how to tell a story on a budget, I guess. We had a single location, so everything's shot in the same place. We had we ended up shooting for 10 days, but a lot of that was just kind of like shooting for a couple of hours because we were shooting
Just
late at
night pickups. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was only really 3 days of shooting, I think, if you were to add it all up. Four.
Yeah, 4 big heavy days and then a couple miscellaneous pickups.
And this was pretty much your first party scene that you've ever shot, too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean,
we did one
Flicks.
for Bounce Licks,
Yeah.
sure.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the second
Second party
yeah.
scene.
Yeah,
First party
second.
scene like this, for sure.
Woo!
I can just that one.
Yeah. So you obviously you had more people in it on this one. How was it working with a bigger group this time rather than just it being you guys and close friends?
It was chaos.
I mean,
It was a
they
little
were
chaotic.
Close, yeah, they were close friends though already. Like you knew most of these people. Yeah,
a good deal. We knew some people we didn't know, so it was like it was random. It was fun. I think a couple of people didn't realize it wasn't really a party, so there was that.
Yeah,
did anybody like try to cause a ruckus or anything, or like disrupt the film or anything?
There wasn't drama or anything, if that's what you're asking. But
none that we would talk about.
But
that was all off camera, so it don't matter.
But it was a little hectic because we had a strict cutoff at like 4 p.m. or 5 p.m.
No, it
like
was
that.
at like I thought it was at like 8.
It was
we
right around
had a cutoff time
sunset
because
or something like that. Yeah.
Linda had to go to work early in the morning, and she couldn't. And she didn't want a bunch of people like.
This is a
making
personal
noise,
house.
yeah.
It's not like somebody's like, oh, pay me money and you can be here all fucking night. People live there. They have jobs. They got work. They got to keep it clean.
Yeah, and I mean, having that many people on set, the place was wrecked. It happens. It looked like
there
a
was
party happened there.
20 people, something like that.
Yeah, pretty close.
Ah, nice. That's still. I mean, that's a party.
Yeah.
So it exactly was, and that's not including you guys, or
not including the people off camera. No.
Really? So it was even more chaotic behind it. Trying to get through. Was it like tight fit and everything?
You have lights everywhere. You have people standing around taking notes. You've got people with clipboards. You've got us with camera and sound equipment. It was
wires everywhere.
It was definitely fun, but it was chaotic. It was definitely chaotic.
Yeah, and I mean, we already went through the whole. It hasn't been in any festivals or anything. I know. Shit. Who reviewed it? I know there was a review of it.
Yeah, it's been reviewed by Decay Mag. It's been reviewed by
One Film Fan,
Legless Corpse. One Film Fan.
We Are Indie Horror.
We are. There you go. We Are Indie. They had some really good things to say about it too.
Yeah, we're big fans of them, and they seem to like us a lot too. So
yeah, we were just hanging out with them at Scare LA this past Sunday.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, let's go ahead and get into Scare LA. Like, how was that? I mean,
it was fucking amazing.
It was a blast.
It was a lot of fun.
I mean, for those of you that don't know, it is seriously just a horror Comic-Con, pretty much. Like
It's like a Halloween Comic-Con.
Yeah,
It's a Halloween convention in summer.
Yeah, we were able to get into a few of the panels. So they had panels on like the new exhibits that are going to be at Universal this year for
the new mazes
for
Halloween Horror Nights.
Horror Nights, yeah. Oh, that's so we got to the creators were up on stage talking about what the new mazes are going to be like and
their influences
and their visions for it and
the
stuff.
visions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really cool.
okay.
It was really cool.
That's fucking dope, dude.
We Are Indie Horror had a panel there that was really amazing, especially as a small film. Like
it was
film.
it was an indie filmmaking panel. They had
nice.
5 people up.
Yeah, five people, including Gene Blaylock of Seraph Films and Brian or Curly Sapiro.
He was moderating.
Yeah. And what was it? Director of Saw.
The director of Saw, yeah.
Along with the director of the Never Sleep Again documentary on Netflix, which
the
is
definitive Nightmare
4
on
hours.
Elm Street documentary.
Beautiful, though. I mean, we sat down and watched the whole thing. It was great.
Yeah.
And you don't really feel like it's 4 hours. Like I still could have probably done another 2 hours of it. But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Was it on a time limit? Like you could only be there for 4 hours, or
no? That's how long
the documentary is 4 hours.
Okay. I know. I was like, I thought you were still talking about the panel. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's a fucking long ass panel to be there for 4 hours.
We were there we got about an hour's worth of footage, I think.
Yeah, on that one.
Oh,
jeez.
Yeah, we're
because we had to run somewhere else to get something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were hired by the event to come in and shoot everything, so we were.
Oh, really?
In and out of the place.
Okay, so you guys are literally filming everything too as you're going along.
Yeah.
So we had a couple of hot spots to get a couple of panels and had to get everything on the floor and some mazes and.
Because I did see the highlight reel that you guys just posted, but so there's so much other footage then that you have and everything.
Oh yeah, we have over 100 gigabytes of footage.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I would say easily like about 5-6 hours, and what you saw was 4 minutes, and of just clips. Like there's so much more. There's so much. There's so many other things that were there that we didn't even get to show you. Because there was a lot to see,
There was a lot
I mean,
going on.
yeah,
It's got both buildings.
Elvira, the little booth there. Those fucking clowns that you guys had in the fucking highlight.
Well, that had nothing to do with us. They came
just,
up and just did that shit. And,
we were filming and they came over and we were just like, all right. And then
that's so awesome though.
They've got they're a group, right?
Yeah, that's the Mayhem Brothers. It's Messy Grins and Skits.
Yeah,
are the three clowns,
and they're on Instagram.
Yeah, they're on Instagram at the Mayhem Brothers.
And so I guess my next question would be the type of people that you find are people who basically work in makeup, costume design, and
it was like people who build haunts, people who have haunts. It was mask makers, wardrobe makers of all kinds, coffin makers,
artists,
just fine artists.
Was Greg Nicotero there by any chance?
I don't think so.
Because I know he's a huge, Frankenstein and zombies. And, well, he's done.
I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
There was so many booths there. I mean, we even bumped into Angus Oblong.
Yeah.
While we were there. Yeah. He was asking where his booth was, and then apparently he never found it because we never found him after that.
Oh man, I mean, like I said, I hate horror movies. I get scared easily. Horror Nights, I want to go so bad just because I love,
wear your brown pants.
Yeah, I love that whole. But I would feel like I'd fucking die, and. I would probably start off at a convention like that just to be like, okay, this is like a little baby step. Everybody's having
there's
fun
still
and
people
everything.
there. Like the monsters from Knott's and from Universal are there. The guys that are actually the monsters there. And they're walking around trying to scare people. So you'll have the same thing. And they had mazes there. So you actually had mazes you could walk through. I remember there's some footage of one girl that came out and she just had tears and was like freaking out.
Oh man,
like almost hyperventilating.
And then that would be me.
There was some VR stuff. There was a lot of VR stuff. Where they would like push you around and you'd have the VR thing on. It was crazy. Man. It seemed like a whole lot of fun. And of course, there were horror icons there. Wednesday Addams, the actress that played Wednesday Addams, was there. I don't remember any of these actors' names. I apologize.
But you know the characters.
And there was contestants from Face Off, the sci-fi special effects show.
Yeah.
There was a lot of them there. They had a panel.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, that's just one of those things where if I ever go, wear my brown pants, like you said.
Yeah, wear the brown pants.
If you're into everything horror, it really is, I think, the spot. And it's so close to all of us,
Yeah, I love it, but I fucking hate it. I just can't handle. I fucking can't handle being scared. Like
maybe we just need to put you in a horror film and
exactly.
solve
Yeah.
we'll make you the monster, and then you'll never have that problem again.
I actually was a monster for a maze at in Pomona. They had Scareview Farms. I don't know if that's even still a thing. But me and Ryan actually, he was a vampire and I was a werewolf, and that did not help me at all. Like I still fucking hate.
Took the mask off.
Exactly, man. Like I fucking hate it. So you got this not final, but you got one more project that you've been working on, and it's Puppet. This is probably, like you said, has been the most stressful one, just because of paperwork more than anything.
Well, and that we were working with professional actors, and we didn't really know what to expect, and the script is super strong, so it brought all these actors in to work for deferred pay, and so they came onto the project believing in it, and they really, everybody did really just come with it. I mean, special shout out to Berna Roberts for laying on the floor in all that heavy makeup covered in blood for hours on end.
And also to Ryan for doing the exact same thing, just in the other room.
In the bathroom even.
Yeah.
Face down in the bathroom.
Well, just to give you the people a little taste, we do have the audio trailer, so go ahead and listen to that.
I got a surprise for you guys. Bottoms up.
We must be like a puppet to God. We must let him pull the strings.
Looked into his eyes. He was different. Something else was inside of him.
I knew this was your fault. Emmett, what is that?
I don't know. But whatever it is changing us.
Is he dead?
Sometimes the sheep leave the flock. They feel that it is safer to be out amongst the wolves, but we know better.
I'm also noticing, too, the difference between just the trailers themselves also. That, like you had Tender, which was creepy, and then you had It's Lurking, which was like, a little fun, but then it got serious. And then this one was just straight dark and gritty.
We like to say that this one is a drama.
Yeah. The other two were laugh terrors, but this one is a drama.
Yeah, Tender, I feel, was like a lot of darkness that led up to a joke, and then It's Lurking was just jokes all the way through it, and then this one is if you're expecting that ProCo, laugh terror, you're not going to get it. It's a drama.
I love it. Yeah,
it's a drama that just so happens to have zombies in it.
That's awesome. Okay, so then it is a zombie flick because
it's going to be, yeah.
Yeah, you because you had that guy in the beginning saying like, oh, you're got to be a puppet to God, so you would think like, fucking Red State type, type of movie.
Like, it's less zombie and more like fungus that takes over
Parasite.
the body. Parasite kind
a little
of
more
thing.
realistic then,
a little bit.
So something that could actually happen,
they're not so much as like brain-eating zombies. It's not like that.
Damn.
Yeah, Jeffrey Potts wrote an amazing script, and we were lucky enough to have 52 Weeks of Horror on for that. So Haley Joanna, special effects, came on, and she did the special effects work with Desi De La Luna, right? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Everybody on that was so amazing because it's the first time that we really had a crew that was actually bigger than the cast. So there were more people behind the camera than there were in front of the camera, and it is an ensemble cast. So we have 6 people that are constantly on the screen and delivering these really powerful performances. And it's interesting to see Ryan come up so high from Tender, where he had to do this role, and it was kind of easy because we worked out the lines together, and then
or even Girlfriend Interview, which he wrote himself.
Which he wrote. Yeah. So he's completely out of his comfort zone, and
well, he's actually there with actual actors now, like people,
people that have worked on pretty big projects. Because Leah Savoli has been on Robot Chicken and Deadwood.
Nice.
Bernard Roberts was in Meet the Fockers. Matt Jason has been on like The Bold and the Beautiful and Your Pretty Faces Going to Hell.
And Chuck and All My Children.
He's also a voice on Elder Scrolls Online. Tara Cardinal.
Raise the sword, lower the sword.
Yeah, I got to say that one right. Tara Cardinal helped us out quite a bit with the stunt work and stuff that happens in the film because she's done all kinds of crazy stuff.
With
in fact,
Legend of the Red Reaper.
Yeah, when she found out that she couldn't use a sword in this, she was like, "I'm out. I'm done."
Yeah, she was a little sad that there was no sword play.
Oh man. But I mean, okay, so is this like the first film where it wasn't you guys that had written it, or
no? Because
did you still have some input? Like, let's
Stephen
change
Rogers
this,
wrote Tender.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and then Jeffrey worked with us quite a bit because he understood that we were limited on the location. We were limited on funds, obviously. So we basically went to my friend Marcus DeBose, who has been the executive producer on the last two projects. So he took care of the expenses for Tender. He took care of the expenses for It's Lurking, and then we hit him with this mad one this time and was like, we're going to need a lot more money. So he brought on his partner Ryan, and so the film is presented by Tegnelia and DeBose law firm out of San Diego, which is emailmylawyer.com.
Yeah, emailmylawyer.com.
Little marketing there for you.
Yeah, little plug.
Yep.
plug it in.
So yeah, we were able to bring in a standard makeup artist that just made sure they looked good on camera.
Yeah, Alex Christinger, he did a great job.
Christinger, who's also a horror makeup artist.
Yeah.
And then Haley and Desi did the special effects, and I swear there's a couple of scenes that make me gag.
Oh, nice.
They're disgusting. They did a really good job. And then Jeffrey wrote and acted in it. He's the pastor, the main pastor there. Ryan is kind of a fun character. He's really the most comedy relief that you're going to get, aside from maybe some of Tara's reactions.
Yeah, outside of sisterly reactions between Tara and Leah.
The film, I think, is hopefully going to be really deep. I know that it did make our executive producer cry, tear up at the very least on a few of the scenes because they're pretty passionate, pretty deep.
Oh, okay.
Because you have a small cast, you have 3 days to shoot, and you have a 30-page
And how long
script.
is this one? Like,
it's going to be about 30 minutes.
Okay, because I know Tender and It's Lurking are only like what, about
10,
15, 20?
12.
12?
Yeah,
are they
both
really?
With credits.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
If you cut the credits out, they're both about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. See, I felt like they were so much longer than that, But, okay, so this is pretty much 3 times the amount of,
A little bit, yeah.
Film, pretty much.
Yeah. It's going to be the longest film we've done. It's definitely the most work we did. We did 12 hours a day shooting, and then basically we would stay a couple hours to break down.
So this is like your longest project too, and
right
because you guys stopped filming, you guys stopped shooting at least a couple weeks. Like a week ago.
2 weeks
ago
like
now. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's still not done. Pretty much, like you still.
It's close. Like we got
a rough cut.
It takes about 2 months to finish anything. But we've got most of the audio in, and we've got the whole thing basically plotted out. So it's where it's going to be, outside of some polishing and shaving and color correction and audio correction.
And then Foley and sound effects and music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we've been moving pretty quick on it, which has given us time to. We always like to take breaks. So this weekend we did Saturday we did NollerCon, which is a roller derby convention hosted by Hector Wong, and that was a lot of fun. We love roller derby.
Yeah, roller derby is fucking awesome.
Well,
Actually,
and that's the
I think
event,
you
to go to.
know Naomi Ochoa. She was a
I know
roller
of
derby.
her,
Yeah.
and I know that she was on my girlfriend's old team, and
Yeah,
I think she
okay,
was.
yeah.
I think she was on the new team, but I can't be certain. Don't quote me on
Yeah,
that.
she was the one that introduced me to roller derby. Pretty much,
Okay.
like yeah, she was the one. So when I started going like noticing roller derby, I was like, man, this is fucking badass, dude. These chicks are tough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you go on their YouTube channel, which is ProCo Production Company,
It's what?
Not the real ProCo?
not the real ProCo. Okay,
Yeah, because
there
we're,
it is.
we're not the real ProCo.
No, we're the fake one.
Go check them out on YouTube. They have all sorts of. They have all of their the trailers that you just heard. They got their highlight reels, the Scare LA, Noller Derby.
NollerCon.
Noller Derby.
You can
Noller
also watch.
Derby.
You can also watch Tender and It's Lurking at ProCoProductionCompany.com.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so those are both available.
The full thing.
Yeah, all 12 minutes.
Yeah.
All 12 minutes.
So I mean, even though you
long.
are working on Puppet, you do other things though to keep
Oh, yeah.
yourself
Yeah.
busy and everything, and mix it up a bit so you're not just because I can only imagine that working on one film the entire fucking time drives you nuts.
It does get exhausting after a while. You can get jaded pretty quick if you're just in it all the time for too long.
Yeah, we've found that it's definitely a good idea to take breaks, especially since we're doing all of those departments, because it's there's probably 3 different departments for sound. There's another like 2-3 departments for editing and color grading and color correction, and we're doing all of it. So what we try to do is balance our time out, and we go, all right, well, we need to get this scene figured out today, or we need to drop this audio in today. So we're actually taking this weekend, early weekend, because Tim Danger comes into town tomorrow morning.
Yeah, fucking Tim Danger.
Tim Danger.
Tiny Rick. I thought it was Danger.
Danger. Tim Danger.
Tim Danger.
Yeah, he's coming into town. So otherwise, we were editing today even before we came in. We spent Monday on the NollerCon video, which we shot Saturday, and then we spent Tuesday on the
Scare LA video,
which we shot Sunday. And that way, then we went right back into editing today. So we're hoping to release it, and there's no hope about it. Like, it'll be ready. We're going to release it in October.
October.
It will be an online release.
And then hopefully
any
late
hopes
October.
for premiere?
That was, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're just gonna, sorry.
Hopefully,
it's going to
late
release
October.
online, and then we'll do an actual
We'll
premiere.
have a live premiere.
Yeah, somebody needs to yell at We Are Indie Horror, and let them know, like, we have a film for them.
You got to film if you got a premiere,
Yeah.
That's weareindiehorror.com, so email away.
You heard it here. Now you got a job to do, listeners. Email We Are Indie Horror. Tell them you want Puppet to be premiered through them. Do it. Well, I think we're just about getting ready to wrap up here, guys. Thank you again so much for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Hey, well, so you got Puppet coming out in October. Anything else that anybody can look forward to through you guys? Do you have any new projects that you are working on or anything?
We always got something brewing in the back.
There's talk of another film. I believe it's also written by Jeffrey Potts, but we're still in the real early stages of that, so we're not really talking about it just yet.
Yeah.
All right.
But be aware, I believe that there is a part waiting for Ryan.
Fucking Ryan. Well, anybody that is listening that's interested in film, you've heard it here. All it takes is hard work, dedication. I mean, you guys said that there are some, paperwork and everything that's involved, but that's obviously not phasing you. You guys aren't going to just stop here and be like, this is too much work.
I actually decided to put my 2 weeks in 2 weeks ago, so like this is my last day. Bye.
No, actually, I am fucking done. This is
I'm out.
Stressful.
Bye.
Yeah. So anybody that is interested in it, anybody that wants to do it, fucking follow your shit. Follow your dreams.
Do it.
Yeah. Again, thank you guys so much for coming on. Joe, Brian, it was a great pleasure having you on. Do you want to have anybody follow you anywhere or Twitter or
Yeah,
all that
they can
shit?
follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. It's all at Not The Real ProCo. or / not the real ProCo or whatever, and they can also find all that
or whatever
on ProCoProductionCompany.com.
Well, thank you again, guys. You could obviously follow me on Twitter at Ratt Talk, Instagram Ratt_Talk. You could like my Facebook page, all that good shit. To end the episode today, I actually have my cousin's band, Old Shepherd, out from Riverside. They're going to be closing the show out because I just watched 2 of their shows, and they're fucking awesome. Like they got a really good live performance. You guys should check them out.
Cool.
Listeners should check them out.
We do need music for Puppet.
Yeah.
Hint, hint, wink, wink, end credits.
Well, take a listen to it. They are on SoundCloud. You can find them on SoundCloud at Old Shepherd. You can follow them on Instagram at Old Shepherd Band. And I think that's the only thing that they're on. So give them a listen. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for coming in. Oh, I also just want to point out we're all wearing sunglasses in this. We are inside of a garage wearing sunglasses because that's the way we fucking roll.
It's so bright in here.
All right. Thanks, everybody. This is Old Shepherd working all night.
Working all night, breaking my back, just get by. Slaving, passing the time, losing my mind until I die. I wanna find me a place with a little girl to make our love. Still alone I stay, I hope and I pray to way above. Working all night, breaking my back to pay my bills. Life's been getting me down, giving me a frown and time to kill. And I've been looking for a girl to be my world, to be my wife. But times are getting so tough, I get no love, I guess that's life. Been working all night, sleeping all day, so dues get paid. Occupy my time to get what's mine, and here I'm feeling down, get high, and find my vibe, and peace of mind. The solitude, it